Hello guys. Very quickly I'll show you how to create a machine and add measurement in off-route machine on the Falcon. So first thing you need to do is you can go directly in the analyzer from the yellow module on the Falcon, or you can go through the collect off-route and click OK. That goes in the same place. So first thing you want to do after that is click on Explore, and then you'll see all the machines that are in your off route. Keep in mind that when you will download your off route, all these machines will be downloaded in the nest. So from here you can click the three little dots, create machine, and then name your machine, for example, long time wave, just as an example here. Short name, it's not mandatory, but L long time wave doesn't matter. Okay. Number of point per group. This means that if you want to use a single axis or a triaxial or 4 channels, so choose according to what you want to measure. I will take a triaxial reading, so I choose 3 here. This is for if it's a horizontal machine or vertical machine or whatever other. Let's take a horizontal machine for this time. Number of group is the number of bearings, the number of different point you want to measure. So for example, if I want 1 point, I'll leave it as 1. If you want 3, you put 3. You can name them, so I'll name them bearings. So bearing 1, bearing 2, bearing 3. Rotational speed, fix, or you could trigger not trigger, but take the speed with a tachometer or a keyboard input. Doesn't really matter for this here. Rotational speed in hertz or RPM, this again doesn't really matter. You can input the rotational speed if you want it to be shown in your spectrum or something like that. Alright, so after you finish with the machine definition tab, you can go to the next tab, which is the point list. So these will be your 3 points, so your 3 bearings, so bearing 1, bearing 2, bearing 3, and for each of the bearing you have 3 axes. And you can turn off a few axes if you don't want them to be collected. And the next one is a template point. And here in the template point, you can choose, by default, you should have template English here in your template. And then you will use one of those template, doesn't matter which one, as a base of your measurement. So right now, I just want to take a big time waveform, so I will put everything on off. I can choose, I need to leave a signal. So let me change this. For example, I can take a spectrum here as a model and change it to a time waveform. Let's do that. So I will hit save. And now I have my long time waveform here in my off route list. I'll click OK. And now I can see on my bearing one, I have the spectrum. I have the same on the 3 bearings, sorry. What I need to do now is modify that spectrum. So I can click on the 3 little dot, modify, and I'll change that measurement type from spectrum to time waveform. And I can rename it time because I want. What type of time waveform? So you want an acceleration time waveform, a velocity, or a displacement? Oh no, sorry, this is the input type, my bad. The result here, the parameter, do you want acceleration, velocity, or absolute displacement as a unit in your time waveform? Input unit would be the type of sensor, so either i.e. PE accelerometer or velocimeter or displacement probe, whatever you want. Your units, the sensitivity of each of your axes if you want to take them wired. If you're using the wireless sensor, leave it as 100. It will default by the sensitivity of the sensor, so this doesn't matter. If you click on time waveform, this is where you will set up the type of measurement you want. So for my example, I want the longest time waveform I can. So if I use the triaxial, my maximum number of sample will be 1 megahertz, 1 megabit, sorry. And after that, you can adjust the sampling frequency. So for example, if I want an F max of 10,000 hertz, I can choose the 25,000 sample per second. And here it will tell you that your measurement will be 40 seconds. So this will be a 40-second time waveform with the F max of 10,000, but I can also put the Fmax of 5000 and have 80-second time waveform. So you can adjust this depending on what you're looking for in your analysis. Type of trigger, well, you can change the averaging, but if it's a synchronous time waveform. The trigger here is free. It means that it will start as soon as you press acquisition. It could be a tachometer, it could be a signal. So when it sees a level, it triggers or something like that. So you can leave it like this. If I hit save, I would be ready to take my reading. Okay, very quickly, let me show you guys how to create a longer time waveform for one axis. So a long time wave, one axis. So if you want a very, very long time waveform, take a 1 point here. Yeah, group, let's call it bearing. Bearing. The rest, let me put everything as off. And these are only models that you can modify. So long time waveform, one axis, it okay. I can modify this one, and now instead of having 1 million, I can go up to 4 million points. And this allows you to take readings way longer. So this is a 5-minute time waveform with the Fmax of 5000 Hertz. So that works as well. And that's it. Have a good day, guys.